Hello, everybody. So my name is Alexandra Dmitrienko, University of Würzburg. I'm your session chair today. We are going to have the next ML security session, and this time devoted to ML attacks. We have 3 excellent papers in the track, and the first paper is Parrot-Trained Adversarial Examples, pushing the privacy of black box audio attacks against speaker recognition models, and the presenter is Duan. The stage is yours.
Okay, so first, hi everyone, my name is Duan, a PhD student from University of South Florida. Today I'm going to present my paper, Parrot-Trained Adversarial Examples, pushing the practicality of black box audio attacks against speaker recognition models. This is a joint work with Zhuo, Leah, Yao Liu, and Zhuo. So first, speaker recognition models play an important role in our daily life. It can recognize our voice and provide us some personalized services. However, these models are vulnerable to the adversarial attacks, where attackers can use original speech and add some perturbation to generate the adversarial examples, and then spoof these models. For example, attackers can use Alice's voice to impersonate to Bob and steal his own personal information. Most of existing black box happens in the digital line. They commonly use a probing strategy where keep updating the perturbations until the adversarial examples successfully attack these models. They commonly require to know the similarity score at the output, and they even require a large probing times, like 10,000 times, to generate only one AE. However, these attacks is limited in the over-the-air scenario because we have no knowledge of the similarity score of our smart devices. Instead, we can only know it is accept or reject. On the other hand, it is too cumbersome for a human to interact with the smart devices. For example, 10,000 times to only generate one AE. So how to solve this problem? So our potential solution is we can launch a transfer attack where attackers can build his own surrogate models and use these models to generate AEs, then transfer to these smart devices. And the key point is how to build surrogate models that can approximate to the target black box models. The challenge is we have no knowledge of the black box models. For example, we have no knowledge of the training data sets, the model architecture, or even the parameters. So our assumption is we can only know one short speech from the target speaker. For example, 8-second speech from Bob. So how to launch a high transfer attack with the most minimal attack knowledge? So here is our Parrot-training workflow. So in the first component, we design a Parrot-training mechanism. We only use 8 seconds knowledge to generate more Parrot speech to train our surrogate models to enhance the transferability. And secondly, we systematically evaluate existing methods to find out which carriers or which perturbations can achieve both good human perception and high transferability. And then we evaluate our Parrot training AEs in the over-the-air scenario with the smart devices. So now let me dive into the Parrot training part. So for the Parrot training part, we leverage the recent technology one-shot voice conversion. We can only use one speech to generate more speeches that sound like the target speakers. This process is like training a parrot mimic someone speaking, so we name it as Parrot training. And we design a 2-step Parrot training in this part. First, we find that the source speaker can dominate the conversion performance. we find that the speakers with a minimal pitch distance can achieve a better conversion performance. So we choose the source speaker with a minimal pitch distance with the target speaker as our candidate source speaker. Furthermore, we find that one-time conversion is not perfect. So we propose iterative conversions. For example, we use the previous generated parrot speech as a new source speech to reconvert in these models. So finally, we can get like 20-minute speech from the target speakers. And next, there's still an open question that how to generate a good AV with both good human perception and high transferability. So to deal with this problem, we try to first build our human perception model. We recruited 30 volunteers to help us rate based on the original and the perturbed speech on a Likert scale. For example, 1 indicates the least similarity, and 7 indicates the most similarity. And then we use these human label training data sets to train our human perception model. So these models can help us to quantify the adversarial examples. So on the other hand, there's still open question that how to evaluate the transferability. We consider most of these methods, which includes the noise carrier, such as the PGD method, and the feature twist carrier. For example, we can change the pitch or rhythm of a sound, or even the environment sound, which includes the rain, the wind, and the sound of the car. And finally, we find that the feature twist environment sound can achieve both good human perception and with high transferability. So we decided to use the feature twist environment sounds as our carriers to generate the parrot training AEs. Furthermore, to prevent our parrot training AE is overfitting to some specific surrogate models, we propose to use ensemble learning method. So we build our surrogate models with different architectures and parameters. For example, in different model architecture, we consider the TDN and the CDN models. And for different parameters, we can train each different surrogate models with different speakers. So here is our experiment result. Compared with the recent query-free speaker recognition attack, we can see that our parrot training improved nearly 96% attack success rate and 45% human perception score. And we also evaluate our parrot training AEs in different distance. We can see that in the most strict intergender scenario, our attack can still achieve nearly 38% attack success rate. So here I provide an attack demo. So the original speaker is Alice, and she wants to impersonate to the target male speaker.
Hey Siri, who am I?
You're Bob.
Hey Siri, who am I?
You're Bob.
Hey Siri, who am I?
I'm not sure who's speaking.
Hey Siri, who am I?
I'm not sure who's speaking.
Hey Siri, who am I?
I'm not sure who's speaking.
Hey Siri, who am I?
I'm not sure who's speaking.
Hey Siri, who am I?
You sound like Bob.
Hey Siri, who am I?
You sound like Bob.
Okay, so in conclusion, in this work, we propose a parrot training attack with the minimal attack knowledge. And secondly, we systematically evaluate most of existing methods to find that the feature twist environment sound is a feasible carrier to achieve both good human perception and high transferability. And at last, we compare with the recent attacks in the over-there scenarios with different smart devices. Thank you.
All right, so do we have any questions to the speaker? Yep.
So I'm curious about your note on pitch variation in the classification. You made a note that if there's a large variance in pitch, your false positive rate goes down. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so does that mean that have you considered what the implications are for that for against different languages?
Oh, in this part, we only consider in English because we analyze the form diversity in English words.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Hi, this is Binzu from Microsoft. I'm a little bit confused about your training because you have the data is just one person's data, right? And your Parrot, many more data from that person.
Yes.
But the target model is trained on many speakers. So your models, surrogate models, are different from target model. How come you still have a high transferability?
Okay, that's a very good question. So from attacker's perspective, we only know Bob is enrolled in that model, right? So our strategy is we use ensemble learning. We train different surrogate models enrolled with different other speakers, and we try to balance the gender for each model. So that's why we can improve the transferability.
Any more questions?
Hi, Guyamit from Ben-Gurion University. Can you please expand on the similarity model that you use to rank the perturbations?
Which model?
Go back for the slides where you said that you rate perturbations using humans.
I cannot go back here.
Okay.
Here.
This one, the one that appears on the left. How is exactly this performed?
This one?
No, next.
Go forward or previous?
Forward. This. Back. One. Yes, this one. How is the ranking exactly performed?
You mean how to evaluate different carriers?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we define a transfer, a TPR matrix. Like we use the transferability over the degraded human perception score. If a good carrier can achieve a good perception with a high transferability, the TPR will be very high. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any more questions? Then one question from me. You didn't say anything about countermeasures. Did you think about how this attack could be prevented?
Pardon?
Countermeasures? Did you think about countermeasures against this attack?
Okay, you mean different speech content can affect this attack?
How can you prevent this attack? Did you think about it?
Okay, so the most common way is adversarial training. Like we use, if we know the attack strategy in this paper, so we can train the Bob's voice with different perturbed, like the environment sound, to enhance the security. Yeah.
So hardened training. You use GAN networks to harden the Bob's voice, or?
No, we just use these AEs to retrain the speaker recognition models.
No, I'm asking about, did you think how to prevent this attack? What the Bob could do to protect himself? Defense, protection, countermeasure? Did you understand the question?
Yeah, for the defense,
Yeah.
maybe it's a future work like we can remove the noise, the speech enhancement, to remove the ambient sound or the environment sound. So that may work.
Okay, but do you elaborate on that in the paper, or you just kind of?
Yes, in our second work.
Okay, I see. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's thank the speaker.